Okay, so now it's the time to focus on lab number 2C, in which we are going to focus on manage governance via Azure Policy. In this lab, we have already logged in with the lab environment, so we have a subscription of the lab user. I'm just going to click on next and we're going to start lab number 2B. Now in this case, first we are going to apply resource tags to attach importance metadata associated with Azure resources. As we already understood tagging concept, we are going to do that thing first. Then we are going to enforce the use of resource tags for the new resources by using Azure Policy. And that is like maybe in my organization, the compliance standard has to enforce this policy for applied tagging. Then we can update existing resources with resource tags, and then we are going to use resource locks also to protect configured resources from accidental deletion and something like that. Let's get started with this. This architectural diagram of this particular task is like this. You're going to have 4 tasks again. Task number 1 is creating a resource group with the tag. Task number 2 is configuring and applying policy, and then policy will be applicable on a certain resource group like this one. And then we are going to do task number 3, which is going to be an inherited policy, which is going to inherit a tag from the resource group if it is missing inside that. And then we are going to use storage account in this configurations in that. And finally, we are going to have task number 4, in which we are going to create a resource group with the resource locking associated with that. Let's do this thing one by one so that we can easily understand that. The first thing which I want to do is, after signing into Azure portal, I just want to go to my resource groups. Because I'm going to apply this policy in the resource group, the first thing is we are going to create a new resource group inside this. We'll create a resource group. The name we are giving like this, RG2, because it's the lab number 2, and we'll click on review plus create. Now, if you see right now, before we go to the review plus create, there is one option here called tags. And in the tags, we can actually specify some kind of a name value pair. I'm giving a name associated with this. Couple of things which can be associated with this actually. So I'm going to provide a new information for the tag here, and the tag name I'm specifying like cost center. And then after this, for the value, I'm going to provide 000 as of now. Now this is something which is my one particular tag which I'm giving here, and then I'm going to click on review plus create. Validation will pass. We'll click on create. Resource group is created with the tag which we have associated here. Then let's focus on the task number 2, enforce tagging via Azure Policy. And for that, I need to search for policy. We are in the Azure Policy. Remember, Azure Policy is going to have hundreds of policies configured inside that. Obviously, right now, these policies are not applied on this. But if I go into the authoring sections, and if I just show you definitions, it's going to show you many policies which are available here. Also, we discussed this thing that group of policy is something which is known as initiative. So you're actually going to see a couple of initiatives first. You can see this is an initiative ISO IEC 27002, which is having 162 policies associated with that. Same way, you can scroll down. Couple of initiatives will have hundreds of policies, while after that, some of the independent policies are also going to be visible in the list. It's a long list, so I do not want to go into that right now. What we are going to do is, inside the policy, we are first going to focus in the authoring blade, and in this we are going to focus on definitions. And exactly that's what we have done right now. From these available policies, we want to search for a specific policy, which is this, required a tag and its value on resource. Let me search for that. Yes, I got that policy which is available here. I can click on the policy, and now I have options like I can maybe create a duplicate definition from the policy. I can analyze what kind of conditions are actually associated with this, like they are checking for the tags associated with this particular policy, and if it is not there, it's going to deny the deployment of that. I like this policy, so I'm going to click on assign policy. While doing an assign policy, we have to choose a scope of that policy assignment. In our case, we are going to select our subscription, and we are going to choose our resource group which is part of that. So in the scope configuration, I'm just going to click on this option. I'm going to select my resource group number 2 which I have created, and will select this. So this policy will be applicable only on this particular resource group. Remember, if you want, you can actually apply this thing to a specific subscription also, and same way you can add exclusions also with that. After this, in the basic configuration, they are asking us for the assignment name and other details. Assignment name is fine, I do not want to change it, but in the description, we are going to provide a description like this, that this require cost center tag and its value on all resources in the resource group. This is something which is a description which I'm specifying here. I am going to do the policy enforcement enable right now. So immediately it is created, it's going to be there. We'll click on next. In the parameters, we have to provide the tag, which is going to be cost center, and the value for that 2000. Remember, this was the same tag which we have given in our resource group number 2. I'm going to click on next. In the remediation, there is a checkbox which is saying create manage identity. I do not want to do this thing right now. We will focus on manage identity in the separate module altogether. So no need to do anything. We'll just click on review plus create. Hey guys, sorry for interruption. My name is Maruti and I'm here to make a very important announcement. I hope you are liking our videos and you're doing a continuous learning with us on an Azure Cloud and AI related topics. If you are enjoying this thing, I'm going to announce SkillTech.club, which is our upcoming website, which is going to be launched very soon. We are here to tell you one thing, that everyone who is a subscriber of this particular channel will get Azure Cloud and Azure AI related certification courses free of cost in SkillTech.club. So you will be a part of the SkillTech.club kind of a membership automatically free of cost. And everyone who's a subscriber of this particular channel will get those benefits which are available in that. So what are you waiting for? I request you to please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and families if they are also interested in Azure Cloud and AI learning. That's it from my side. Now you can carry on with your learning. Thank you. When we do this, the policy assignment is succeeded, so perfectly fine. We do not need to worry about any of those things now. And this means that we want to check whether this policy is working or not. Now remember one thing here guys, in this instruction it is mentioned that it might take 5 to 10 minutes for the policy to take effect. So there are chances that immediately right now if I try this thing, it won't work. And if I wait for a few minutes, then only it is going to work. Let me try right now first without waiting for a time. So I'm just going to search for storage account because I want to create one storage account and I want to check whether this policy is working or not by configuring some tag configurations with that. In the storage account, we are going to click on create storage account. I'm going to choose my resource group name RG2. Storage account name also I can give, which can be any globally unique name. So I'm just giving Maruti storage with some number associated with that. The location for this, I'm going to choose East US. Primary service I don't want to give. Everything else is fine. I'm providing standard performance GRS kind of a configuration for the storage account, and all I'm going to do is review plus create. By keeping all the configuration as it is, remember we are not giving any tags right now, and without giving any tags, if I directly try to do review plus create, I want to check whether the validation is passing or not. Logically, if my policy is applied successfully, this should show me an error, and that error is going to tell me that you have validation failed because you have not given the tags. And yes, I think my policy is working fine. It's showing me validation failed, view the error details, and if I do that thing, it is showing me that it is disallowed by policy. Which policy? Well, the one which I have created for this particular resource group. If I go into the raw error, it's going to show me the policy details associations with that, and it's showing me that because of this tag kind of configuration is done inside that, if the tag is not there, it's not going to work, and that totally makes sense now. So this is perfectly fine. Now, because the tagging is applied successfully, I want to apply tagging via an Azure policy. And how exactly I'm going to do this thing? Well, I'm going to Azure portal policy again. So let me just go to the policy section. Now this time inside a policy, we are going to click on assignments. And inside the assignments, where we are going to have list of assignments, we are going to focus on this one which we have done, which is required a tag and its value on resources. So this is an assignment which is there. I'm going to click on this, and there is an option here which is delete assignment. So I'm going to click on delete assignment. It's showing me, do you want to delete the policy assignment required and the resources associated with that. Now as you can see here, it's showing me here that use the delete assignment menu to delete the assignment, and then click on the assign policy, specifying the scope by clicking on Eclipse button, and then select the following values with that, which is going to be this resource group. So this is something which is what they are asking us to change. I'm going to click on yes for this one. This is deleting the assignment. Now we are going to click on assign policy configuration, which is step number 4. So step number 3 is done. We'll click on assign policy. In the scope, this time we are going to choose again the RG2 resource group. We'll click on select. This time in the policy definition configuration, we are going to provide a specific policy, which is this: inherit a tag from a resource group if missing. We have a policy available here. We'll click on add, and the version of the policy is also highlighted there, which is fine. In the add section, in the assignment name, which is here, I'm going to change it with my kind of a custom name. So I'm going to specify that this is inherit the cost center tag. So it's like basically for a particular tag we are going to provide this assignment, and then same way we are going to do the description associations with that. Policy enforcement is going to be enabled, and if that is fine, we'll just click on next. The tag name is going to be cost center, and then we are going to click on next. In the remediation, we are going to create a remediation task, which is enabled. So you can see right now we have created a remediation task. We are clicking on this. Policy to remediate is inherit a tag from the resource group if missing. All the things look good. We are just going to click on review plus create and create. So this time this policy is going to make sure that whenever we are creating any resource, it's going to take care of the tags because of the inheritance. Remediation task is successfully created. So a new assignment is actually listed here, which looks like we have done this thing properly. Now let's focus on the storage account, and let's try to create a new storage account with that. I'm going to create a new storage account this time. Again, everything else is same. We are going to provide some kind of a meaningful name for this, and we'll choose East US location. Everything else is fine. We'll click on next, and this time without giving tags, I'm just going to click on review plus create. This time if I click on review plus create, it's not going to give me any kind of validation issues. If you can see, validation is passed. I'm going to click on create, and the storage account is going to be created. Once storage account is created, I want to make sure that this storage account is having a tag associated with that because of that inherited policy. My storage account provisioning will take a little time. Let's wait for this to complete this. I'm going to click on go to resource. Storage account is done. In the left side, we have a tags associations here. I'm going to click on the storage account tags, and you can see the cost center 000 tag is actually already associated with the storage account. How it happened? Well, it happens because of the policy configuration. We are done with this. Now let's focus on the last and the final task, which is task number 4, in which we are going to configure and test resource logs. For this, we will go to our resource group, and under the settings of the resource group, we have a log section. So let me go back to my resource group, which is the RG2. In the left side section, I'm just going to search for log, and you can see we have a resource logs available here. I'm going to click on add log. The log name is going to be, let's say, resource group log, like RG log, and then the log type is going to be delete. And then after this, we can provide what kind of a notes we want, and we can click on OK. When we do this, this is going to prevent this resource group from deleting actually. So now we can do one thing. We can try to delete the resource group, and we can check whether this lock is working or not. So we'll click on the resource groups. We'll go inside the resource group. We'll click on the delete resource group. I'm copying the name of the resource group to confirm the deletion, and I'm going to click on delete. When I do this, logically this should not work because it's saying failed, and it's showing me that the reason is actually the resource log which we have created. And if I try to delete the resource log, and after this if I try to delete the resource group, so I deleted the resource log. Now I'm going to resource group, and now if I try to delete this resource group, it should work. So that is how resource logs work. I hope it is easy to understand. It's a very simple thing. But now if I try to delete this thing, the resource group and the storage account inside that, both will be deleted. It just started right now. Let's wait for a few moments and then it will be done. Deleting resource group is taking a little longer, but it's going to be done very soon. Once it is done, we are actually done with this particular lab. So you can see we have done all 4 steps, and that means that we are done with this module also. Yes, you can see my resource group is successfully deleted. This is it. I'm going to end this lab, and for you, you just move on to the next module, module number 3. Thank you.